everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thanks again for popping by. Today I am going to do the nostalgia tag. I was tagged by A Country Mumma, so if you haven't subscribed to her channel already, then I will put the link down below, so make sure you go and check her video out as well. So I'm just going to crack on and get started. So what is your favourite childhood memory? The one that really sticks out in my head is that me and my brother, I just have one brother, and we made up a game called Izzo. It sounds really stupid now when I say it, but basically it was a wrestling game, and we used to just like stamp our feet and like hit our chests and then go Izzo, and then we would wrestle, and it was so much fun. And obviously I always won which he will tell you that he won, but he knows deep down that I always won. I was a bit more of a stockier child, so I had the weight behind me. Question number 2 is your favourite childhood TV programme and film. Now, my favourite TV programme as a child would be Sabrina the Teenage Witch. I was obsessed and I watched every single episode about 1,000,000 times over. And my favourite film, actually both mine and my brother's, we used to watch constantly over and over again on rerun, on tape, was Cool Runnings. Absolutely love that film, and I would still watch it now because it never gets old. Question number 3, what were your favourite books or book series? I wasn't really a bookworm. I didn't really read a lot, and I still don't read now really, only because I don't have the time. I mean, I would read little books, but I'm not a massive I'm gonna get my head stuck in this book kind of person, so I can't really remember any sort of series that we had in particular. I remember obviously as a child we used to have the Peter Rabbit collection and things like that, but I don't necessarily remember reading them like constantly. Question number 4, what were the top 3 crazes from your childhood? So one that I remember specifically was glitter eyeliner. I was obsessed with glitter eyeliner, and it was literally everywhere. Any kind of colour, but I usually went for silver, and it was like a gel glitter eyeliner basically, and yeah, you would just line the top of your eye and you'd have glittery eyes. But then I remember it just getting in your eye, which was really annoying, because once you get glitter in your eye it's so scratchy. But that was craze number 1. Craze number 2, I remember, I don't even know if I want to show you basically, but it was like scraping your hair right back and then having like these 2 tiny little, I don't even know what you call them, dangling down in front of your face. And I remember used to like putting gel in them and like twirling them and making sure that they would stay like that. It was the most ridiculous craze, but literally everyone at school had it, and yeah, I just thought it was really cool. Craze number 3, I would say for me and my brother in particular, were Pogs. I don't know if you remember them. They were like the round disc type things, and you'd get them in like all kinds of different colours and like thicknesses, and yeah, we're just playing Pogs. I don't really know how else to explain it, but if you know, then you know. Question number 5, what family traditions did you have as a child and have you carried them on? So a family tradition that I do remember while my parents were still together was that we would always have Christmas stockings at the end of our bed, but we'd go to bed on Christmas Eve with nothing at the end of our bed, and then I remember just waking up in the morning or even in the middle of the night and just checking, and I was like, oh my god, we've got a stocking at the end of our bed and it's full, like Santa's been. It was just the most brilliant thing. And we would always then wake up in the morning, me and my brother would either wake each other up and we'd go and jump on my mum and dad's bed and be like, Santa's been, take our stockings in. And I remember our stockings being absolutely huge, and they were literally filled to the brim. Yeah, just sitting on the end of my mum and dad's bed on Christmas morning, taking it in turns to open our stockings, and we'd always have a pair of pyjamas in there, and we were allowed to always open one present, which was usually an outfit to wear on Christmas Day. So I remember doing that every single year. And we have given stockings to the boys actually. We haven't put them on the end of their beds, but they're still quite young, so even if I start a tradition in the next kind of 2 or 3 years, I don't think they'll remember anything before that anyway. So question number 6 is, show us a picture that sums you up as a child. So I mean, I have quite a few here, but I was looking in particular at This one right here, where I was stuffing my face. Absolutely loved food back then, and I absolutely love stuffing my face now. So I think I did eat quite a bit. I mean, I will show you the rest if you can see. I don't know how well you can see all that. I was a very, very unattractive child. I would like to think that I've blossomed slightly. So the one that sums up my childhood mostly, I would say, is this one, where I just constantly ate and still constantly eat now. Question number 7. When you were young, what did you want to be when you grew up? I wanted to be a dancer, and I still remember going to ballet classes and doing dance classes and all sorts, and I just wanted to be a prima ballerina, but obviously I loved food too much and I was a little bit on the heavy side. And then I kind of remember getting to, I don't know, maybe like early teens, and I really wanted to be a plastic surgeon for some reason. I don't know why, I don't know where it came from, but yeah, I mean, even to this day, I would love to be a plastic surgeon. I do not have the brains, I do not have the steady hands, so I would not trust me with a knife whatsoever. Question number 8, what was your favourite place as a child? Just being at home. I'm such a home bird. I absolutely love being around my family, being in my own home and having my own comforts around me. Nothing beats that. But I remember every single year as a child, probably from the age of 4 up until the age of about 14, every single year at the same time we would go to a place in Spain called Compostela, and it was something that we all did as a family, and that was probably my second favourite place to go because it was just so nice and we always had the best holidays. The people there were so lovely, and we met so many other families there that went like religiously as well. So yeah, I remember Compostela being a very special place when we were young children. Question number 9, did you have a special toy, comforter or blanket, and have you kept it? I don't believe I did actually. I don't remember anything specific, but for some reason I remember having a dolly and it had a pink and black baby grow on it, and I remember that so vividly, and I think my mum probably still has it, but I remember that baby grow being mine as a baby, and then I put it on the dolly, and yeah, I remember that being my favourite toy for a long time, but I don't think it was my comforter or anything, but I just remember that specifically. Who was your childhood best friend, and are you still friends now? I have a friend called Lindsay, and we went to preschool together, infant school, junior school, secondary school, and yes, we still are friends now and we still meet for dinner. She's got children as well, so we have a lot in common and we have stayed friends for, yeah, so many years. She was one of my best friends when I was younger, and we are still really good friends now. Question number 11, what was your favourite playground game? Kiss Chase, I remember playing constantly, or Bulldog was another one that during school time that we always used to play, where it's like, you obviously know what Bulldog is. Somebody would stand with their back facing you, and then like you try and run, and then you'd have to stop when they turned around, and if you were caught moving then you were out. But if you weren't, you'd have to get like closest to the person that they were on the line, and then you would have to touch the line without them seeing you, and then you'd like all race back. Yeah, I remember that game. That was a fun game. Life was so much simpler back then. Question number 12. What was your favourite subject at school? I would say my favourite subject at school has to have been art. I loved art, drawing, painting, making stuff with clay, just general getting my hands dirty and being creative. I was never one for maths, geography, history, blah all the boring stuff. To me it is anyway. I was never really very intelligent, I would say. I was more of a creative and doing person. Like I loved sports, I loved dancing, I loved, yeah, PE, textiles, even food technology. Did you get pocket money, and if so, what did you spend it on? Yes, I remember getting pocket money. I remember my mum asking us to play with her hair or brush her hair, and we would get about 20p, which obviously back then was like a massive deal. So we would, me and my brother would go down to the little Martin's shop, it was called Martin's back then, and we would get like loads and loads of penny sweets. Question number 14, tell us a funny memory from your childhood. So obviously we spent a lot of time together as a family, and me and my brother were always and have always been very, very close. And I remember, now I don't know if I remember it because I watched a video on it or it has just stuck in my mind, but we always used to just dance around the living room. My mum and dad would always have music playing, and there was a song that my dad loved and that was one of my favourite songs. I'm going to sing a little bit for you now, so here goes. I can't actually remember who it was by, but it's he wore an itsy bitsy teeny weeny yellow polka dot bikini. Please tell me you know what I'm singing because that was one of my favourite songs back then. And I remember me and my brother stood right next to each other. So I trod on his foot by accident and he cried. So I remember like my dad playing the song again, and there we were like looking at each other, and he did this really, really like cheeky grin as if to say, I'm gonna get you back. And then I remember him really trying to jump on my foot, but because I was dancing around so much, he kept missing me and he couldn't get me in the end. Yeah, it was just great, and it was a great song. So the last question is, what would you tell your younger self if you could? Probably just to carry on enjoying life. I mean, we had a brilliant childhood growing up. I remember me and my brother always being very happy. We were loved so much. I mean, we had a really, really nice childhood, I guess, and I don't ever remember anything in particular other than my parents splitting, obviously, that was like really, really traumatic. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't change anything, and I don't even know what I would tell myself, just to carry on enjoying life like I enjoyed it as a kid, because like now I can be a bit too serious sometimes and take life a bit too seriously. I put my hands up, I worry too much about the house being clean and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I wish I could kind of go back to my younger self and just enjoy it like I enjoyed life back then. So anyway, that is the end of the questions, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will tag a couple of ladies down below. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.